Hey everybody, Kelly here. So, let's start with the fact that my calendar is finally on the right month, May. And let's go from there and go with, I have been working overnights this week. That's why I'm still in my Home Depot sweatshirt, why I have paint in my hair, and paint on my sweatshirt, etc. They've been doing a little bit of a facelift at my store, and so I wasn't actually the one painting, but a bit of a cold night and some of the paint was dripping a little bit. So anyhow, my work week has been a little bit intense. Well, not really. It's been perfectly fine. It's just overnights are not always fun. So there's that. But it's Saturday morning, May 11th. Is that correct? I hope that's correct. And so just wanted to update on my Stitch Mania progress. But actually first I want to go over the quilt in the background. So this quilt top is called Shining Bright. It is in Our Family Patterns pattern from Soya Quilting. So that's where you can pick that up. I actually got it in the April subscription box. And I did actually change the pattern a little bit. So I have one less vertical row and one less horizontal row. The actual quilt size is 62 by 72. But by reducing it down a row, I made it something like 55 by 65, something like that. So I made it more of a lap size. The person that I have in mind to give it to is a petite person, and so I think it's going to be really cute for her. And now my issue is, so I haven't quite got the borders on it yet, though, I should say that. It does have 3-inch strips that go around all 4 sides. So I'll get those put on. And then I'm going to try to decide what I want to use for the background. So I have a couple options here. This is option A. And I'm thinking, I think I like the colorfulness of it for the colorfulness of that quilt. But I added the black fabrics in, and then with the white in this, I just wasn't real sure if I wanted to use this for background or not. Backing, not background. So anyhow, then my other option is actually this solid aqua right here, which I actually really love that too. And so I'm going to call this option B. So if you will comment below and let me know whether you would choose option A or option B, that will help me to get this backing together and get this quilt actually quilted, and it's just going to help me kind of decide. I'm torn, so I'm asking everybody's opinion. Thank you. Alright, Stitch Mania. Sorry, I'm a little bit... What am I doing? This is a little off kilter this week, I think. So along with that quilt, I actually have quite a few, because I decided to change the size on it. And I should say too, I didn't necessarily decide to change the size on it. I made a cutting error. And so my cutting error, I think I was cutting for block 2, and I was looking at block 1 for some of the cuts. So I knew I was going to have more of the second block than the first block. So that's when I just kind of thought, you know what, I can make it a smaller size and use the extra blocks for the backing, or use the extra blocks for bags, which I think is actually what I'm going to do. So I'm going to actually put some of these together and make some bags with the scraps from this. So, and there's quite a few, so I could get a few bags out of this. I also had some scraps left from the fabrics in themselves. So I've got some little small pieces of black, a nice size piece there, and then the layer cake, which was a 50-piece layer cake, actually didn't use one whole strip. So I'm thinking I should get quite a few bags out of this amount of scraps. So that's going to be awesome. And I saved the half square triangles that I cut off from making the star blocks. So sometime when I have time, there's a whole lot of half square triangles here that will make some nice blocks. So kind of have that packaged up already to, you know, I can take it to work one night and work on it at my lunch period, that sort of thing. Or lunch period, lunch time. Yeah, so Stitch Mania plans this week. What have I kitted up? Well, I haven't got my bags yet for all of these projects, but I have made some extra bags, but I'm not going to use them for these projects. Whoopsie. So I think you've seen my Lori Holt one here before. I might use that for one of these. And I've got some more Lori Holt bags that I need to make up still. And so hopefully maybe this weekend. And then I did this bag out of Teresa Kogut fabric. And so I have some Teresa Kogut cross stitches that I want to do too. And so I want to kit those up. And then I'm going to use this bag for those. I haven't done a lot of embellishments on any of my bags yet, but I'm hoping to come up with a little system that's going to create a cute little holder for a tag that I can put on the outside of the bag, and then the tag will have all the information as far as what the project is, you know, who it was designed by, what fabric I'm using, all that sort of stuff. So I'm just still working on coming up with those tags. All right, so what did I put together for Monday? So Monday's kit. Oh, and you know what? I left the thread downstairs in my car. So I'll have to just show you the patterns, and I will actually make up the kits a little bit later today after I get some sleep. So let me grab this first one that I did on Monday. I started it Monday. I didn't quite get all the threads together. Like I said, I actually went and purchased them all like yesterday afternoon, and they're still sitting in my car. So I will get those all put together, and yeah. So for this particular bag that I'm making up, that I started to make up on Monday when I pulled the fabrics and started gathering what threads I had already. This is actually going to be my heartstring samplery bag, and two projects that I'm going to put into it. One is the dressmaker sewing kit. So I really love that one. It calls for the image, the sample was done on 32 count. It's a fox and rabbit fabric called hog bristle, I think it is, says on here. And the drum, that was the needle book, and the drum was actually done on 36 count. Then I'm going to put this other project, the heartstring samplery the HF 1837 sampler. I'm going to put these two items in the same bag and kind of work on them simultaneously. Or at least they can share the same bag. I might start one before the other. These are actually fairly small, so I may go ahead and start working on these and then just have this in a bag for when I feel like getting it started. I'll have it all kitted up though. So this one actually was stitched on a 40 count Linen by Lakeside Linens, 40 count vintage fawn. So that's what they stitched the sample on. But I am actually going to stitch both of those on this 32 count. 32 count amber by Witchelt. And so I think that'll be a nice brown color for the blues that are in this chart here. And of course there's a lot of blues and whites and a little bit of faded pink in there, and I think the brown will look really pretty with those. So that was my project to kit up for Monday. And like I said, I don't have a bag plan for that yet. Most likely I've got a couple of, I'm looking over that way because I have them laying over there. I have a couple of the bags, Lori Holt bags, that I need to get made up. So that'll be perfect for that one. There's a pretty house on one of them and pretty colors that will blend with that kit right there. So next thing, only a couple threads that I had, and I had to go buy the rest of them. And like I said, they're down in my car. So this is Little Deeds Sampler by the Scarlet House. And I just think that is so cute. I can't wait to get this one started. So it is, the saying on it is, little deeds of kindness, little words of love, make our earth an Eden like the heaven above. I love that one. So it's done on 36 count Confederate gray. I don't have that, so I'm actually going to try to do it on 36 count. The finished size is 7 1/8 by 8 5/8. So that's 36 count. I'm going to try to do it on a 25 count Lugana, which is going to make it much bigger. But I think the color, like I said, the stitching will be much larger, and I do have some 32 count that I could use, and it would still only be about 8 by 10, but I think I'm good with doing a 25 count Lugana and making it a larger size sampler. So that's what I'm going to do for that one. And then on Wednesday, which one did I put together on Wednesday? All of a sudden I can't remember. I think it was this one. So I got some of the threads. I still had to get some more for this one as well. And this is all going in the same bag. These are designs by Little House Needleworks and Country Cottage Needleworks. And so these three patterns here. So we've got Little House Needleworks, Farm Life. You cause the grass to grow for the livestock and plants for man to cultivate, that he may bring forth food from the earth. And I just really like that. The sample's done on a 32 count French vanilla swirl by Silk Weaver Fabrics. And it measures 12 by 8 on a 32 count. So I really like that. This one is by Country Cottage Needleworks. It's called Fall Festival. I think that's cute. It was done on a 28 count vintage light exemplar linen, measures 17 by 6.5. So, and then the third pattern that I'm going to put in this bag is actually by both Little House Needleworks and Country Cottage Needleworks, and it's called Where There Is Life. And I just like that one too. I like them all. I don't know why I keep saying I like that one, but I like them all. Otherwise I wouldn't have got them right. So fabric suggestions. Just trying to see the size. I'm not 100% sure. 87 by 108, so the dimensions on that elude me at the moment. But I'm going to try to get all three of those on this 32 count 18 by 27 from Witchelt. It's a 32 count lamb's wool. So it's just a really pretty color. Alright, let me set that aside. And then, so that was, I'll be honest with you, I don't remember which days I started to look at what. But I do remember this one is actually today. So I'm going to hold off on that one. Okay, this was, I didn't actually have to kit this one up. I already had it, so. Alright, this one I kitted on Wednesday, I think. So, I'm going to do the Yule Goddess by Tiny Modernist. I saw this I've seen this on several other channels, and I just really like it. I don't know, it's just pretty. Prettiness, nature, almost, I don't know, kind of, yeah, I just like it. Anyhow, I love those ornaments. Yeah, I love the kind of Scandinavian to it. So, I'm going to do that one on a 25 count Lugana. Actually, no, I'm not. Sorry, changed my mind. I'm going to do that one on a 32 count, but I'm going to dye it. So don't know that I'll be able to get exactly this green, this yellowy kind of green, but that's what I'm going to try. I'm going to aim for a very similar dye to this, as the picture has here. So try doing that. And then on the 25 count Lugana, I am actually going to do this Nordic Moose right here. It's a free pattern from Zweigart, and I just thought that was really cute, and so I'm going to try to do that. It shouldn't be a very big stitch either, so I thought that would be a nice one for around Christmas. And actually, since it's a free pattern, I can show you. That's actually the graph for it. So it's got a lot more down at the bottom too. So you could just do the circle and just do the deer in it. Or you could do the bottom as well. And it's really cute. Alright. Next in that bag is going to be Owl Forest embroidery, starlings, and so I think that's really cute. Kind of reminds me of little lovebirds more than anything, and I just like that. So I think I'm going to put that on the 32 count even weave as well. It's got a kind of beige look to it, so I won't dye the fabric that I'm going to put this on. Well, maybe I will. If I do the green for the Yule Goddess, maybe I would actually like to stitch this on that color. Maybe I would use more, maybe I would use different colors for the house. Something like that. Anyhow, we'll see. So, let me put these back together and get things in the right order here. Sorry. Okay. Put that all back together. And then next, so I don't think think I had this planned all for the same bag, but I must have done 2 things on one day. 1, 2, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Maybe I was thinking Sunday already. I bet that was it. That I just got things done a little bit ahead of time. So yeah, so this would have been like Fridays. And so I got some of my colors, not all of them yet. But this bag is just going to be a couple little projects. So Lucy Beam, Love and Stitches, Cut That Scissor Fob. So I may not necessarily use it as a scissor fob. I might make that and just hang it from one of the bags that I make, that sort of thing. And also in that bag is going to be a design from Needle Bling Designs called Happy Home. I'll show that one. And it's not how big the house is, it's how happy the home is. And I just think that's really cute. So, put all that together. And I'm going to do those on this inexpensive Cosmo fabric from Fat Quarter Shop. It's a 22 count. I don't really know if there's a name to a color. I can't read anything on this. So, but it's a pretty kind of sandy color. So that, and then a bunch of littles here. So more Little House Needleworks. Bo Peep and her sheep. Adorable. And then we have May Your Harvest Always Be Bountiful. So just all dolled up, Bountiful Harvest. So that is really cute. And then we have Bumblebee Petites. So those are actually measuring, I think it approximates it at 2 3/4 inches on 32 count. So on 22 count, I expect it to be a good bit bigger than that, but I mean, it's still not going to be very big, so. All right, and I will put these back together, threads with that. And then the item that I have kitted up already is actually going to be a March 11th. Well, March 11th. I put this together on May 11th, which is today. So it didn't really, I put it together already, but I pulled it out and set it aside, and it's going to be my May 11th stitch, and I'm going to try to work on it a little bit tonight, and then I won't necessarily say that I'll work on it on the 11th of every month, but I hope to try to a little bit. The 11th is also my mom's birthday, not May, but September, and Talking Dog Stitcher, I think, is going to be stitching, I think that's who it is. It's going to be stitching this particular one on the 11th of each month. And so it was her, I think it was her May 11th start. I'm not sure exactly. I can't remember. I shouldn't do these when I'm really tired. But today, that's all we've got. So, all right. Yeah, so this is called The Barn Owl. And by Cottage Garden Samplings. Cottage Garden Samplings. The Barn Owl. So you've probably seen several people actually stitching that. I forget who it was recently that I was watching, and they showed it and commented about not necessarily loving how long the neck is on this. But I can kind of see why, but it does throw me off just a little bit. But I do love the colors and love owls. My mom loves owls. And yeah, so I'm gonna try to do that on this fabric right here, which I actually dyed. And so I have the flosses pulled already, and I think it's going to be okay. I may actually try to give it just a little bit of a blue tinge to it. I know that sounds kind of odd, but it's a very looking. Okay, well, things are going so well today that my own phone just cut me off. So I forget what I was saying about the barn owl, but I've got that kitted up and ready to start stitching. I may try to add some blue to the fabric, but I also might just start stitching it tonight and see how it looks. So, all right, well, it's been quite the week. I did not get my Moonbeams and Heartfelt charity quilt-along blocks completed. Kimberly actually worked on the Moonbeams quilt block last week, so I was hoping to get it done this week. That didn't happen with my work schedule, so maybe for next week. Might have to be the last week in May, just because I need to get working on this quilt as well, which I hope to have done next week. And I'd love to be able to show some more bags next week when I show next week's kits that I make up. So, all right, other than that, I hope you all have a good weekend, get lots of stitching done, and just enjoy. And I want to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye.